Hello and welcome to this accounting breakdown. So we're looking at exercise 3 where Raquel company purchase a 3 million machine and receive a 500 government grant. So the machine has a 5-year useful life and it is depreciated using the straight line method. Crucially, the grant became fully repayable in 20x3 due to non-compliance. We'll examine the entries for 20x1, 20x2, and 20x3 under two methods, the deferred income approach and the deduction approach. First, let's quickly calculate the annual depreciation which is needed for both approaches. So the cost is 3 million and the useful life is 5 years. So we are using the straight line method. So we just need to divide 3 million with its 5 years useful life. So we have 600,000 as our annual depreciation. So for deferred income approach, the deferred income approach treats the grant as a liability, specifically as deferred grant income, which is recognized as income over the asset's life. So for January 1, 20x1 entries, the purchase of the machine is recorded by debiting machinery for 3 million and crediting cash for the same amount. On January 1, the receipt of the grant is recorded debit cash for 500,000 and credit deferred grant income for 500,000. So next is in December 31, 20x1, we record the annual depreciation. We debit depreciation for 600,000 and credit accumulated depreciation for 600,000. In December 31, a portion of the grant is recognized as income. So this is done proportionally to the depreciation. Since the grant is 500,000 and the machine life is 5 years, so the annual income is 100,000. 500, we divide it by 5, so we have 100,000, which we debit deferred grant income and credit grant income for 100,000. For our 2022 20x2 entries, in 20x2 the entity is still compliant, so we just make the routine year-end entries. December 31, record the annual depreciation for debit depreciation expense 600 and credit accumulated depreciation for 600. So in December 31, we recognize another year's worth of grant income, debit deferred grant income 100,000 and credit grant income 100,000. So next in 20x3 repayment. So on January 1, 20x3, the grant must be fully repaid. At this point, the remaining deferred grant income is 300,000, 500,000 original grant less 100,000 recognized in 20x1 and 100,000 in 20x2. So the repayment is recorded. We eliminate the remaining deferred liability by debiting deferred grant income for 300,000 since the total repayment is the full 500,000. The difference of 200,000 is recognized as a loss on repayment. So we credit cash for the full 500,000 repayment, which is this one. December 31, we still record the annual depreciation for 20x3. So we debit depreciation for 600,000 and credit accumulated depreciation of 600,000. So that's it for our deferred approach. For our deduction approach, this method keeps things simple by immediately reducing the assets cost by the 500,000 grant. So for our entries 20x1 and 20x2, the machine cost 3 million with a 5-year useful life. Under this approach, we instantly lower the assets depreciable base. So for our new depreciable cost, 3 million less 500,000 equals 2,500,000. So this gives us a reduced annual depreciation of 500,000, which we get by dividing 2,500,000 with its 5 years useful life. So for the 2 years of for our entries in January 1, 20X1, we debit cash 500,000 and we credit machinery for 500,000. The assets book value drops immediately. For December 31, 20X1 and 20X2, depreciation for both years, we debit depreciation 500,000 and accumulated depreciation 500,000. By the end of 20X2, our total accumulated depreciation is 1 million. So now in 20X3, the repayment. On January 1, 20X3, the grant is repaid due to non-compliance. We need two things to happen. We have to record the cash going out, and we must put the assets balances back to where they would have been without the grant. So repayment entry, January 1, 20X3, we debit machinery for 500,000 and we credit cash of 500,000. To restore the original cost of 3 million, we credit cash for 500,000 for the money we are paying back. So for December 31, 20X3, this is where we account for the 800,000. This entry is a single adjustment that puts the accumulated depreciation balance right where it should be by the end of 20X3. So where does the 800,000 comes from? So the asset's normal depreciation should have been 600,000 per year. After 3 years, the total accumulated depreciation should be 1,800,000. So 600,000 multiplied by 3, we have 1,800,000. Before this entry, our accumulated depreciation balance was only 1 million. So the difference needed is exactly 800,000. So 1,800,000 less 1 million existing balance. So the 800 entry corrects both the current year's depreciation and the accumulated amount from the prior years. We debit depreciation 800,000 and credit accumulated depreciation 800,000. And that's it. The deduction approach, it's efficient, but upon repayment, you need to make sure you restore the asset's costs and catch up on any past depreciation that was missed. That's all. Thank you.